YouTube! I recently made this fantasy forest crown. I think it's a super cute accessory for either like fantasy photo shoots or the Ren Fair, and I'm so excited with how it turned out, and I'm going to show you how I made it in this video. The base of this crown is made with two different materials, the first being Worbla. I've had this bag of Warbl scraps in my closet for forever, and I was happy to finally use them for this project. And then the second material was some wire. Taking a strip of wire that was several inches bigger than the circumference of my head, I started just shaping it into a design that I thought looked cool. I didn't really plan a design in advance and just kind of went with it. Here's what I came up with for the base of the crown. It was very simple, but then I started adding some more wire details that would be like the branches coming off of the base. I also made sure while I was doing this to take care of any wire that was poking out so the crown wouldn't be uncomfortable.
Nice. You're very close. Yo.
Again, I really didn't go in with a plan and just started making the branches. The cool thing about wire is that it's malleable, so if I didn't like how something was going, I could adjust it pretty easily. But I got one side done first and then tried to mirror that side the best I could. Here's what it looked like with both sides done. I should say my wire was not intended for jewelry and it made my hands very messy, but I wasn't too worried about it because I was going to cover it all with Worbla. Worbla is a thermoplastic that when heated up can be molded into basically whatever shape you want. It also has an adhesive in it and can stick to itself. It's really awesome to work with. It is pretty pricey, but that is why I save all my scraps so I can use them in the future for stuff like this. What worked best for me was to heat the Warbl up until it was just tacky enough to stick to the wire, and then while it was on there, heat it up some more, and then just kind of sculpt it around the wire that way. I also used the Worbla to sculpt some of the smaller details coming off the branches. These details would have been really hard to include using the wire, but with the Worbla I just kind of balled it up and molded it to the shape I wanted and stuck it right on. Any of the pieces where they overlapped, you could kind of see that seam, I guess you would call it. And to take care of that, all I did was heat it up again and then rub my finger over it, and that would help get rid of that line and make it look more cohesive. I will say that covering all the wire in the Worbla and adding the details did take longer than I originally thought it was going to take, but I had an audiobook to kind of keep me focused, and yeah, just it does take some patience, but I think it's totally worth it in the end. Here I am just adding the last few details. One of these details are these loopies in the back of the crown, and these are there so I can thread some ribbon through, and that way the crown size is adjustable. But with all the Worbla on the crown, I then tried it on and it fit great and I was happy with how it was looking, so I went ahead and primed it for painting. I prime my Worbla with some wood glue that I dilute with a little bit of water. This just makes it easier to spread. The wood glue also helps smooth out some of the texture that Worbla has, but I only did 2 coats because I figured a little bit of texture would actually suit this project. For my paints, I just used acrylics, and the first color I worked with was this medium brown color that I mixed, and I just did enough coats of this until it was nice and even. With just the base coat on, the crown looked very flat, so I went back in with some darker and lighter shades and brought some dimension back to the crown with some highlights and shadows. Here's how the paint job turned out. You can really see the difference that adding the highlights and shadows makes, and then I just sealed my work with a bit of satin varnish. And now we're at the last step, which is decorating the crown. I chose moss just because I think moss looks really cool, but you could really decorate it with whatever you want, like flowers or leaves or butterflies. Mushrooms would be really cute. Yeah, however you want to do it. And then I just stuck it to the crown with some hot glue. With all the moss on, the crown was done and ready to wear. And that is it for this video. If you end up making your own foresty crown, I would love to see how it turns out. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!